After months of tense silence and false peace, the fragile co-parenting arrangement between Scrappy and Bambi has shattered once again. And this time, it spiraled into chaos nobody saw coming. Behind the scenes of LHHATL Season 13, rumors are swirling that a private meeting between the two exploded into a heated confrontation that left both families shaken. Producers scrambling and fans demanding answers. It all began with a simple disagreement over their daughter's school plans. But insiders say it turned personal fast, dragging in old wounds, secret messages, and even accusations that shook the entire cast. Voices were raised, feelings were exposed, and someone reportedly stormed out in tears. Sources close to the situation claim Bambi accused Scrappy of manipulating their kids emotionally, while Scrappy fired back with claims that Bambi was using the children to control him. What was supposed to be a calm sit-down for the cameras quickly became something much darker, and now leaked footage, cast reactions, and social media speculation have turned this private feud into public fire. Is their co-parenting relationship beyond repair? Or is this just another chapter in a never-ending cycle of love, pain, and resentment? Whatever the truth is, one thing is certain, this isn't over. It all started at a quiet brunch set up by producers, who hoped to capture a peaceful co-parenting moment between Scrappy and Bambi. With cameras rolling, both walked in with hesitant smiles, trying to keep it civil for the sake of their kids. But the tension was thick. Scrappy was clearly holding back, and Bambi's body language screamed frustration. They exchanged pleasantries, but underneath their words was an ocean of unresolved pain. Scrappy asked how the kids were adjusting to the new school schedule, trying to sound casual, but Bambi didn't miss the tone. She took a sip of her drink, looked him straight in the eye, and said, "Maybe if you showed up more, you'd know." Scrappy's expression tightened. The crew caught that flicker of emotion that always signals something is about to go down. He leaned in, trying to keep his voice low, but the anger was bubbling just beneath the surface. "I see them every week," he said sharply. "Don't make it seem like I'm not there. You know what it is." Bambi shook her head slowly, setting her glass down. "Seeing them isn't the same as being present. You think FaceTime calls and weekend visits are enough. They ask why Daddy isn't at their recitals, why he didn't come to parent conferences. You think that doesn't cut them deep?" Scrappy's voice rose just enough to catch the attention of crew nearby. "Don't act like I don't care. I got my own demons. Bambi, I'm trying. Maybe if you weren't always trying to paint me like the villain, we could actually parent together." Bambi didn't back down. "This isn't about painting you as anything. This is about showing up consistently, not just when it makes you look good. The kids need more than gifts and posts. They need you, Scrappy." The conversation, now growing louder, was no longer about co-parenting. It was about years of resentment, broken promises, and emotional scars neither of them had truly dealt with. Producers tried to intervene, asking them to pause for a break, but Scrappy waved them off. He had more to say. "You always bring this energy like I'm the only one who messed up, like you were perfect. You think the kids don't see how bitter you are? How you talk about me in front of them?" Bambi's jaw clenched. "I don't have to say anything, Scrappy. They feel it. They see how you dip in and out, how you prioritize everyone else over them, how you show up late, if you show up at all. The scene was no longer just a sit down. It had evolved into a full-blown confrontation. Other cast members started arriving at the brunch location, not expecting drama, but the energy was undeniable. Erica Mena, who happened to walk in, froze at the doorway as she caught the tail end of Scrappy's heated words. "Don't bring them into this if you ain't ready to admit your part too, Scrappy. You think this all happened because of me? Nah, it takes two." Bambi stood up slowly, her chair scraping against the floor. She looked down at Scrappy, her voice shaking, now not with fear, but fury. "I gave up everything for this family. I stood by you when you were lost, when the world turned its back on you, and you repay me with broken promises and half-assed effort." Scrappy stood too. They were face to face now, tension thick enough to slice. Cameras zoomed in, catching every micro-expression, every twitch of the eye. Fans watching would later say it was one of the rollest scenes the show ever aired. "Don't act like I ain't love you," he muttered. "Don't act like I ain't fight for us." Bambi blinked fast, trying to keep her tears at bay. Love without action is just a word. The kids needed a father, I needed a partner, and most days, all I got was a ghost. At that moment, the atmosphere changed. What had started as a war of words turned into something heavier. There was pain in both their eyes, years of suppressed emotion bubbling to the surface. It wasn't just about it was about everything they lost, everything they sacrificed, and everything they were still holding on to. The producers finally stepped in, urging both to take a break, offering separate rooms for them to cool down. Scrappy reluctantly walked away, but not before turning back and whispering, "I'll never stop fighting for my kids, even if it means fighting you." Bambi didn't respond. She just sat down, her hands trembling as she reached for her drink again. From a distance, the camera caught her whispering to herself, "I just want peace. For me. For them." Outside the venue, cast members were buzzing. Yandy, Mimi, and even Kirk had shown up, and whispers about the confrontation spread quickly. Everyone had an opinion. Some sided with Bambi, calling her strong for standing her ground. Others felt Scrappy was being misunderstood, trying to grow in a toxic environment. Social media lit up within hours, clips of the fight leaking online, fans reacting with shock, heartbreak, and outrage. Back inside, the aftermath was just beginning. And as the dust settled, it was clear this wasn't just another fight. It was the beginning of something bigger. Bambi, Kagar, Darwaze Band, Hon Kbad, Biawazin, K Silsela Rukin, K Nam Nahi, Laraha, Scrappy, Ki, Gon, Ji, Di, Hui. Awa at ABB, Howei Main, Sunai, Durahiti, Jabuke Bambi, Anda Pung Fom, Ba, Kuho, Rikune Maim, Masurufu, T, Hi, Ask, Cherpargusa, Bitha, Otha Kan Bi, or Fear Achanak Usun Apni Fun, Se Ik, Voice No Bej, Dia, Kisi Dastan, Ke WhatsApp Group Main, Jahan Usna Kaha Main, AB Ziada Bardash, Nahikash Wo Surf Camera Ke Laiba Banta Hai, Azza Zindagi Main, Wo Faz Bul Geya Hai, Yefu, Potkuch, Dostin Kazari, Viral Hon Lagi, Orphans Ni, Turan Sides Lina Shuru, Cardia, Ektaraf, Scrappy K supporters, the Joket, the K Wo Upna, Best Kar Rahahai, दूसरी तरफ बम्बी के फैंस द जो के रखे दे के ये औरत अपनी emotional trauma से बूचा रही है. Scrappy ni jab the voice note deka tua centurant ek live session churu kardea camera cha luka de hai yuska chera tai ta lekin uske ayan komma inda dobi te deco main koi perfect bop na he hun usen kaha leakin main apni bachin se pyar karta hun agar main ansmilki koshish karta hun or koi majer hi to main kayakurun main b in song hun fenska comment section turan bargaya kuch ke rahi di stay strong bro jab kudusa likrahi di yeah, sab show ke lai ha. So shy to screen ke pi shupi hoti hai. Bambini ko showers bodek. Crypti postali. Ek kali swinka foda or nishlika. Some fathers only visit in stories. Yeah, caption bomb ki terafe. Drama surf gar keandor nahi ta. Social media poor. B. Battlefield ban chuki bloggers need to rent reaction videos banana sharu kardai kutskerehi de ke ye sab scripted drama hai jabke kutska maanata ke isbar mamla asli hai.es dauraan Bambi k ek close friend ni anonymously ek podcast par ya reveal kia ke dono ke darmion Pehol se tension thi leakin AB jab camera. Chal rahi hain dono ni emotions. Kayo kontrala. Chadia. Hi. US friend. Kakena take scrappy ni. Ekbar kaha taha. Main app ni. Op kaha tahay. Main app ni. Op kaha. Defend kartara. Kaha. Leakin. Mujhe or Bambi ni us whacked surf ya kahata main har dafa tomhar mood swings ka shika bante hoon main tak chuki hoon or fear ek unexpected twist ike purani clip resurfaced hui jahan scrappy ni ike reunion special par kahata agar mirbache, emotional damage, lirahi, hain. To main unlogon se ladni kayote yohun, che woko bhei ho, abilog, ke rahi, da ke ya line usen bambi ke lai. Bolithi, speculation or be intense hoge. Ab subchate, dikeye, dono sam, Aishi sak patani kia scrappy wakai ek absent father hi ya Bambi unnecessarily toxic bangai hi Bambi kimabi picture maina ek live session kadoraan anjon kaha mainapni beti ke lai kadihun uson sab kuch pardasht kia hi scrappy surf camera kilai roleplay Karta. Hai. Ese. Erumain. Wo. USK. Dadonahisa. Mahata. Yabat or Bibarak. Gay job. Scrappy Kima. Scrappy Kima. Mama D. Need to rent. Replied Dia. Tamhari Beatty. Kayo surf. Sympathy chahi. Mera. Beta surfa. Mera. Beta surf. Apni bocha. Kalai. G. Raha. Or Isistera. Family drama. AB. Social media. War. Ben. Gaya taha. ISS booty. 腹とマイン、サブスティアダ、パレシャン、UNK、バチェイラグ、ラヘイ、the ekfan nileka in bochang kakia kashurha. Yeah, to surf attention game bench, leakin, fear Bambi K, Instagram story, main ek, or choti clip, dolly gay, jahanwo apni bait, K south quiet, dinner car rahi thi, binakisi music, binakisi filter, ke surf ek caption, he deserves peace. Lag emotional hoge, likin kuchni kahake ya surf ek or angle high sympathy gengar. Kahise bichek. Leaked message nisab ka? Dien fia? Say king clear? Exors ni clem kia ke scrappy ni apni Dustin ke group chop mainly ka tha main thap ka. Gayahun, ya sabjal, jal agarusen, Mary image karab karanki kashishki domain sabkuch, expose kardunga, jab, yeah, chat leak, hui bloggers, adala is, sabse, body breaking, banadia, hashtags jaiska, hashtag scrappy exposit, o, sharp, bambis, crappy torendo, Karunerage, log abby theories, bonarahi, the kekia, scrappy kpo, skoi isa, sike haijo, subkuch, palet shokta hike, or isidora an ek hour, damaka ek unknown account ni, ek, video postki, jism scrappy or ek, unidentified latki, ek, karke under argi karehi, hain kapi itha. Is this why Bambi left? AB Sab cut or be complicated Lani la fans confused. Ho gay. Kuch ke rahi da ke ya purani video hai. Kuch ke natha ke ya current clip. Hija is intentionally leak. Ke ya gaya hai. Bambi nias par koi response. Nahi dia leakin scrappy ni surf ekline tweaky. Loyalty is rare, or, yeah, line for say, bangayi. Bloggers ni predict kia ke ego episode main kuchbe dahon wala hai. Fans ni comments bar die with wild guesses. Shiad Bambi, ni kisi, or se shikayats. Kiho, ek nili. Shayad scrappy kapaz kuchesi receipts. Hain Joseph. Kuch, Beidel, D, Jusa, ni. Guess kia drama ab surf ek personal ishi nahita ya ek public spectacle ban chukata or jab sab lagrahi the kiba sab lagrahi the kiba sab ek VH1 kayak insider ni hint dia k reunion shoot k doran Bambi or Scrappy K ek physical altercation honwali thi leakin producers Nia Smoma KO, Cut Card Dia. JAB fans Ni Ye Suna. To social media, Bargaya petitions say demanding the uncut version. We deserve the truth. Loglik, Rahi, the. Let us see what really happened. Or yeah, sub is Botki Taraf, Ishara, Karaha, Take, Kahani, Abi. Katamanahi. Hui Hi Scrappy had barely walked out of the house when Bambi picked up her phone and started typing furiously. Within seconds, her story went live. A boomerang of her sipping tea, captioned with one word. Fans instantly recognized it as a shot at Scrappy. Comments flooded in. Some applauded her for staying cool, while others accused her of stirring the pot. But the most shocking part, within minutes, Scrappy posted a selfie from his car with the caption, "Watch what I do next." It was on. The internet exploded. Fans divided. Blogs ran wild with interpretations. and everyone wanted to know what Scrappy was going to do, and they didn't have to wait long. Scrappy showed up at his Mama D's house unannounced. She opened the door, saw his face, and immediately knew something was wrong. He didn't speak for a moment, just walked in and sat on the couch, like the weight of the world was crushing him. "I can't keep doing this," he muttered. Mama D, always the fire starter and the fixer, sat next to him and listened. "She dragging me through the mud like I ain't trying," he said. "Like I don't love my kids." His voice cracked, and that vulnerability hit differently. Viewers always saw Scrappy as tough, but here he was breaking Mama D's response, though, was anything but soft. "Boy, you let her take the power every time you react. You need to fight smart, not messy." But Scrappy was already thinking about the next move. He told her he was planning to talk to a lawyer, not to fight Bambi over the kids, but to set boundaries. "I need peace for me and the babies," he said. Duh. Meanwhile, Bambi was out with friends, venting. They were at a rooftop lounge, and she wasn't holding back. "He's acting like the victim, like I haven't carried this family on my back for years." Her voice rose with every word. One friend tried to calm her, but Bambi was on fire. "I'm done being quiet. He wants war. I'll give him war." Someone filmed part of her rant and sent it to a gossip blog. Within hours, a new post surfaced, quoting her saying, "He ain't nothing but a rapper with excuses." Scrappy saw it while picking up his daughter, his jaw clenched. He didn't say anything to Bambi at the handoff, just nodded and took his daughter's hand. But the silence was louder than words. Later that night, Scrappy posted a video. He didn't mention names, but he spoke to the camera with raw honesty. "I know I ain't perfect, but nobody sees what I go through. All I ever wanted was a real family, not drama, not shade, just love." The comments section exploded. Fans rallied behind him, saying it was time for him to heal and focus on the kids. But others pointed out that Bambi had her side too, and that the truth was somewhere in between daughters. The dust settled. A third voice entered the mix. Erica Dixon, Scrappy's ex and the mother of his first child. She dropped a subtle comment on a post about the drama. Same script, different cast. Fans went wild. Was she shading Bambi? Supporting Scrappy? Just stirring things up? No one knew for sure, but the tension only grew. Then came the biggest twist yet. A leaked audio clip surfaced. It was Scrappy in a private phone call, allegedly, saying, "Sometimes I wish I never got married. Too much pain, too much pride." The clip wasn't verified, but it didn't matter. It trended instantly. People were dissecting every word, every sigh, every pause. Bambi's team claimed it was taken out of context. Scrappy stayed silent. The kids were caught in the middle. One of the children reportedly asked, "Why are mommy and daddy always mad?" According to a source close to the family, that question hit Scrappy like a punch to the gut. He broke down in tears after hearing it. Not because he was weak, but because the reality hit him hard. This wasn't just about adult drama anymore. It was affecting the babies. Determined to change the narrative, Scrappy met with a family therapist. Cameras caught him walking in, hoodie up, avoiding eye contact. But inside, he opened up. "I don't want my kids growing up thinking love equals yelling in posts. I gotta be better. Even if she don't change, I gotta be better." The The therapist nodded. You're not responsible for her choices, just your responses. The clip aired on Love and Hip Hop and viewers were moved. Even some of Bambi's staunch supporters admitted it showed growth. But that didn't mean Bambi was painted as the villain. The next episode showed her side, her crying to her mom, saying, I gave him everything. And now it's like none of it mattered. The episode ended with a tense co-parenting meeting. Scrappy and Bambi in the same room, no cameras, no friends, just two people trying to make it work. The silence was thick, the tension unbearable. Then Scrappy spoke. I want peace, Bambi, not war. Not this. She looked at him, eyes filled with hurt and disbelief. Then, stop acting like the victim, she replied. They talked for an hour? No yelling, just words. Real, painful, necessary words. And as they walked out, still distant but respectful, fans held their breath. Maybe it wasn't a resolution. Maybe it was just the first step. But it was something, and in a world full of shade and spectacle, sometimes that's enough to shift the story. Scrappy sat alone in the dimly lit hallway outside the studio, head buried in his hands, his phone buzzing nonstop beside him. Every message that came in made his heart race. More fan reactions, more gossip blogs tagging his name, more speculation. For years, he had kept his personal life messy but private. Now, it was all unraveling right in front of the cameras, and the line between real life and reality TV had blurred beyond repair. Moments later, Bambi exited the dressing room, her expression unreadable. She paused when she saw him, but didn't speak. Instead, she walked past, her heels clicking sharply against the tile like punctuation marks to a sentence neither of them knew how to finish. Inside the studio, production staff scrambled to reset for the next shoot. Tensions remained sky-high after the explosive argument that left everyone rattled. Producers huddled together, whispering about what to keep, what to cut, and how to control the narrative now that fans were demanding authenticity. A junior assistant nervously approached Scrappy, informing him that production wanted a solo interview to clarify his side. He nodded slowly, wiping his face before standing up. This wasn't just about defending himself anymore. It was about reclaiming some sliver of dignity. As Scrappy sat under the harsh lights, the camera operator counted down. 3, 2, 1. The red light blinked on. Look, man, he began, voice strained but sincere. I never claimed to be perfect. Me. And bam, we've been through storms, real ones. But all this co-parenting mess, the drama, the pain, it's not just for show. That's my family. Those are my kids. And I messed up. But I ain't the only one. His confession wasn't rehearsed. It wasn't polished. But it was raw. And in that moment, viewers could feel the emotional weight in his voice. Meanwhile, Bambi was being interviewed in a separate room. Her tone more composed but equally heavy. It's not easy, she said quietly, brushing a tear from the corner of her eye. People think you sign up for a reality show and suddenly your pain is entertainment. But this is real life for me. I'm trying to protect my children, keep my peace, and still find a way to co-parent with someone who keeps dragging us through the same cycles. I want better for all of us. Her words echoed in the room, and even the crew behind the camera looked visibly affected. Outside the building, paparazzi waited. Rumors had spread that something major was happening inside, and the frenzy only intensified when one of the sound engineers accidentally leaked a short clip of Bambi and Scrappy's heated argument. Within minutes, blogs were flooded with hot takes, commentary videos popped up, and fan theories exploded. The narrative spiraled. Some fans defended Scrappy, citing the pressure he's under. Others sided with Bambi, praising her strength and grace under fire. But one thing was certain, their story had gripped everyone. As the reunion taping resumed, the tension in the room was suffocating. The host tried to steer the conversation back to neutral ground, but the cast wasn't ready to move on. Carly piped up, throwing subtle shade about absent fathers and emotional manipulation. Spice raised her eyebrows, clearly uncomfortable but not surprised. Even Shakina, known for her humor, stayed quiet, watching the room unravel. Then, out of nowhere, young Jock spoke up. "We all got issues, man, but there's gotta be a line." He said, "If we tearing each other down on camera, what we think our kids gonna see?" His words silenced the set for a beat, forcing everyone to sit with the truth. Rashida, who had been sitting in the corner quietly, finally added, "This show, it's become something else. We signed up to share our lives, not destroy each other in the process." Scrappy nodded slowly, acknowledging her point. "I just want peace," he murmured. "Not just for me, for Bam, for the kids, for everybody." The scene slowly shifted into something less confrontational and more reflective. The cast began to open up about their own struggles with co-parenting, trust, and communication. The atmosphere grew heavier but more honest. Even the producers, typically silent observers, looked moved by the rawness of it all. A few days later, the unaired reunion footage started leaking online. A mysterious anonymous account dropped clips of unseen moments: Bambi crying alone, Scrappy pacing back, and phone calls made in desperation. Fans began connecting dots, dissecting timelines, and questioning the official story. What really went down? Who was protecting whom? And why was so much being kept in the shadows? The controversy took a new turn when Bambi posted a cryptic message on her story. "Truth doesn't need a platform, just time." Immediately, fans speculated whether she was planning to release her own footage or tell her side uncensored. The internet exploded with anticipation. Meanwhile, Scrappy remained mostly silent, only resharing fan comments that showed him in a favorable light. His silence spoke volumes, and for some, it was more damning than any accusation. Soon, whispers of legal threats began circulating. Insiders claimed VH1 was scrambling to contain the fallout, worried the co-parenting drama might escalate beyond ratings and into real-world consequences. Other cast members were allegedly warned to avoid taking sides publicly, but that didn't stop some from posting cryptic emojis or vague tweets, clearly meant to stir the pot. Eventually, a new clip surfaced from a podcast interview featuring a former Love and Hip Hop producer. Without naming names, they hinted that certain cast members were encouraged to lean into conflict because it made better TV. That comment sent shockwaves through the fandom. reigniting debates about exploitation versus storytelling. Had Scrappy and Bambi been pushed too far? Was this just another plot twister, the breaking point? The story that started as a co-parenting disagreement had now ballooned into something much bigger. It was about identity, pain, image, and healing. Fans weren't just watching, they were participating, dissecting every moment like detectives. And at the center of it all were two people once in love, now navigating the wreckage of their relationship in front of the world. As the noise grew louder, one thing became clear: whether scripted or real, dramatized or raw, this chapter had left a mark on the entire franchise. And no matter what happened next, viewers would be watching, waiting, and questioning everything they thought they knew about Scrappy and Bambi's truth. After everything that unfolded, fans are still in disbelief over how far Scrappy and Bambi's co-parenting drama has spiraled. What started as a few disagreements has now turned into an emotional war. With their child caught right in the middle, viewers were left speechless as both sides exchanged raw, painful truths that had clearly been buried for too long. Scrappy's frustration boiled over, and Bambi's silent heartbreak became louder than words. It wasn't just about schedules or school decisions anymore. This was years of betrayal, blame, and broken promises finally erupting. The cast is still picking sides. Some say Bambi has every right to be angry, while others feel Scrappy is being pushed too far. Family members are weighing in, fans are creating online petitions, and even former love and hip-hop stars are chiming in. People are calling it one of the most heartbreaking co-parenting breakdowns the show has ever seen. But the biggest question remains, can Scrappy and Bambi ever find a way to heal for the sake of their child? Or will the cameras keep rolling? While the wounds get deeper, we want to hear from you. Do you think Scrappy is trying his best? Or is Bambi right to stand her ground? Should they take this battle off camera? Or is it already too late? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We read everyone. Make sure to like this video if you are glued to the drama, and hit that subscribe button so you never miss a single twist. From shocking confessions to explosive reunions, we've got it all covered right here. Stay tuned, because in the world of love and hip-hop, the next storm is always just around the corner. Ask ChatGPT.